Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a common household headache, a boiler that's decided to take an unscheduled vacation. Before you panic and call for an expensive repair, there are a few simple first steps you can take yourself. It might just be an easy fix. Let's get started. First things first, and this is the most crucial step of all: safety. We're dealing with electricity and hot water, so we need to be extremely careful. Before you even think about touching the boiler, head over to your main electrical panel or fuse box. Find the circuit breaker that controls your boiler. It should be clearly labeled. Go ahead and switch it off completely. If you have an older fuse box, you'll need to remove the corresponding fuse. This completely cuts the power to the unit, making it safe to inspect. Never, ever skip this step. Once the power is off, the next thing to check is the boiler's pressure gauge. You'll usually find this on the front of the boiler. It's a small dial, a bit like a car's speedometer, with a green zone and a red zone. For most residential boilers, the ideal pressure is between 1 and 1.5 bars when the system is cold. If the needle is below 1 bar, in the red zone, the low pressure might be the reason your boiler isn't firing up. This is actually one of the most common issues, and, thankfully, one of the easiest to fix. If you've identified low pressure as the culprit, we need to top it up. To do this, you'll need to locate the filling loop. This is usually a small, flexible, silver or braided hose with a valve at each end, connecting your cold water main to your central heating system. It's often located underneath the boiler. Sometimes it's a permanent fixture, and other times you might need to attach it yourself. Before you do anything, make sure you have a towel handy, as a little water might drip out. Now, let's repressurize the system. With the filling loop securely in place, you'll need to open the valves to let water into the system. There are usually 2 small taps or levers, one at each end of the loop. You need to open them slowly. You might have to turn one and then the other. As you do, you should hear water flowing into the system. Keep a close eye on that pressure gauge. You want to see the needle rise slowly and steadily. Let the water in until the pressure gauge needle is nicely in the middle of the green zone, right around that 1.5 bars mark. Be careful not to overfill it. Once you hit the target pressure, close the valves firmly, in the reverse order you opened them. Now, this is important. You must disconnect the filling loop if it's a detachable one. Leaving it connected can be against water regulations in many areas. With the pressure corrected, it's time to bring your boiler back to life. Go back to your electrical panel and switch the circuit breaker for the boiler back on. Your boiler should now whir into action. Go through its startup sequence and fire up. You should hear the pump start and, soon after, feel the pipes getting warm. You've just fixed your boiler. If after all this, your boiler still isn't working, or if the pressure was fine to begin with, the problem might be more complex. It could be an issue with the thermostat, a pump, or an internal sensor. At this point, it's best to call a qualified and certified heating engineer. Don't try to open the boiler casing or mess with the internal electronics yourself. Safety is always the #1 priority. Remember, knowing your limits is just as important as knowing how to do a simple fix. So there you have it, the essential first steps to check when your electric boiler stops working. A quick check of the power and pressure can often save you time and money. I hope this guide was helpful. If it was, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more home maintenance tips and tricks. Stay safe and stay warm. Thanks for watching.